What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex. I'm once again joined by Tyler, and we are back for another video on our Pirates of the Caribbean community series, a community series that airs on our channel every other Friday. We were sorry we took so long in between topics, but obviously we had Avengers Endgame, we had Days Gone come out, so we had a ton of videos on the channel. But now we're back talking about Pirates of the Caribbean, and also talking a little bit about Avengers Endgame and how it relates to Jack Sparrow in Pirates of the Caribbean. So there's no way around this. The title has already spoiled it. We don't want to hear the spoiler thing from you guys about it, but we do want to talk about how Tony Stark's death in Avengers Endgame proves that they can do the same thing with Jack Sparrow in Pirates of the Caribbean. So another kind of one talking about potential death, basically, for Jack Sparrow, and how I feel like, and I think Tyler, this is his idea, so I think he would agree, Tony Stark, obviously, that whole thing happening and what it meant for so many people and the emotion and how well those movies have done and what they've built, they really can pull the same kind of trick with Jack Sparrow and make it work in a kind of different atmosphere. For sure, the Pirates movies aren't the same as these Marvel movies, and we're not saying they are. We're not saying they should copy everything about them, but there's definitely themes and there's story plot ideas that can be borrowed, from one to another. I don't know why you wouldn't look to these Avengers movies or these really big Marvel movies as something that could help you out in future Pirates. Now, this is all obviously kind of just an opinion, all kind of just speculation, because still we have nothing about a Pirates 6, so we're kind of just going off of just a discussion, just kind of a fun topic if this could ever happen. So Tyler, obviously Tony Stark died in Avengers Endgame, spoilers, sorry, but how do you think that could relate to Jack Sparrow in future Pirates movies?
Well, that just goes to show that you can have a beloved character, and actually it's not even just Robert Downey Jr. if you really think about it. It's Robert Downey Jr., Scarlett Johansson, and Chris Evans. So you have three. Robert Downey Jr. probably is the biggest one in that list, but you have three massive names, all done in this, large, successful franchise. So how does that relate? Well, Johnny Depp would be, for his movies, for Pirates, Johnny Depp would be the same level as Robert Downey Jr. is for the Marvel movies. So the fact that they can kill and end the story of Tony Stark in the Marvel movies and have Marvel movies continue on without him, that tells me, and that's Disney doing that. Obviously Disney didn't orchestrate. They didn't put a hit out on Robert Downey Jr. But I'm just saying that it's produced, it's Disney's part of all that stuff. There's talks and all of that. So the fact that Disney's willing to do that to one of their characters, even though they make a lot of money, even though his name and face is like literally the face of the entire series, they were still willing to do that. So what does that mean for Jack Sparrow? That means that they would be willing to kill off and end the story of Jack Sparrow, and they also don't feel that you need Johnny Depp, you need Jack Sparrow to continue, if you choose to, continue the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise. That's why they introduce new characters, just like they introduce new characters in Marvel all the time, even when sometimes it doesn't exactly fit. Really, that's all I can think of right now. And look, we've said on this channel a lot that we don't feel. I know that a lot of you feel, but we don't feel that Jack Sparrow is necessary for Pirates of the Caribbean. I don't feel that he is the face of it. I do believe that they should give Jack Sparrow a proper ending. That I do believe, with one more film. But I also believe that you can have another Pirates of the Caribbean film or trilogy or whatever with new characters, and it could possibly be even better. Just like how there's going to be people after Tony Stark and Chris Evans and Scarlett Johansson they're done with these movies. Well, she's still doing prequels, but so Chris Evans and Robert Downey Jr. People are saying, well, then they're done with the Marvel Universe. I'm going to call their bluff. they'll be done for a little while, and then they're going to come right back because there's just so much more that can be done. And I don't really think, I myself saw Captain America, Chris Evans, Robert Downey Jr. I saw them as the face, but I'll be at 99% of the movies that are released from here on out because it's part of that universe. They're still part of that universe. They're just not in them anymore. There was a sacrifice that was made, and so because I care about the story, you know what I mean. So if they ended Jack Sparrow, killed him off heroically or whatever, and then they came out with another Pirates of the Caribbean movie, unless it looked like garbage, of course, but if it looked good or even better, I would never say, well, I ain't going to that. Jack Sparrow's not in it. No, I would go because I don't support Jack Sparrow. I support Pirates of the Caribbean. I realize that, people like Jack Sparrow, but really he's not that big of a deal. I say this all the time, I should patent this to make you all pay if I'm just kidding. But that he literally is he creates the pathway for other characters to go down for their own stories, for their story arcs. He doesn't have one. He's just kind of like, he just points you in the right direction, or he kind of gets you on track. That's his job. Really, that job isn't even necessary, or it can be done by somebody else. So he's really not either used properly, or he's used properly and just doesn't really need to be used like that anymore. I don't know. Alex, what do you think?
Yeah, no, I mean, I completely agree. And, when Tyler brought this up as a topic, I think this is a really, really good one because you look at the differences and you look at the comparisons between these Marvel movies and Pirates of the Caribbean. And look, I get it. A lot of people, and Tyler said it too just now in this video, we understand a lot of people see him as he is Pirates of the Caribbean. Without Jack Sparrow, there is no Pirates. I get that. And you can also see the comparisons again, like Tyler said, with people saying they're jumping ship. No more Marvel for them. Endgame was the perfect conclusion to what they had seen for all these years. And now that they're done, now that Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans, the main two, right, Iron Man and Captain America are done. They're done. Just like Tyler, I 100% also call their bluff. I think they'll be back. I think it may take some time, but they'll be back. Pirates of the Caribbean can still learn and do things that these other movies have done and make themselves better. Jack Sparrow is a vital character, okay? No one's ever said he isn't. He's a very vital character. He's a loved character. You look at what they did with Jeffrey Rush as Barbossa, a person that's getting a little bit too old to play the role, a character that they brought back, and obviously they had seen that fans absolutely love him, right? Barbossa, fantastic character. And they killed him off in a perfect way, in Tyler and I's opinion. I think a lot of people, one thing Pirates of the Caribbean 5 did do, although there was kind of split on the fans of like, was this a good film, was this a bad film, I think a lot of people were pretty happy with the whole Barbossa thing. I think they handled his character very well. I think they killed him off in a great way. I think they did just a phenomenal job. I think a lot of people agree with that. With Jack Sparrow, it's possible to do the same. You can kill him off in 6 and make him go out heroically. Is he going to save the world from Thanos, snap his finger, do all that kind of stuff? No. It's going to be in a Jack Sparrow kind of way. And you have to find that. Whoever the writers, whoever the directors are, if Pirates of the Caribbean 6 were to ever happen, you got to find a way to make it happen with you. But they've already kind of done what Marvel has done as well. You look at Spider-Man. You look at Tony Stark with Spider-Man. Spider-Man has now kind of been catapulted, and he was a big reason why a lot of the events of Endgame even happened, that Tony Stark wanted him back, basically more than a lot of others as well. And that's why he did it. He obviously has left a lot of stuff to Spider-Man, and now Spider-Man is the next kind of phase to these Marvel movies. You look at Pirates, they are smart. They have done things to kind of get themselves set up to the next wave of Pirates of the Caribbean. They know that Johnny Depp can't last forever. They know that Jack Sparrow won't last forever. That's why Henry and Karina are existing in the universe. You need newer people that are tied to older people, that you can maybe bring back some of the old characters, but you can't bring them all back, and you can't always rely on them to be there, but you need to go forward with this. And a thing they've left, and the thing they've kind of done in every movie of Pirates Pirates, especially since Pirates 3, is kind of left it where there's like a soft ending for Jack Sparrow. You know, Jack Sparrow in Pirates 3, he's on, you know, that dinghy and he's just singing and he's just having a good time going to the Fountain of Youth. You could end it there. You could arguably end it there. You look at Pirates 4, he gets the pearl back, he's got all the bottles, and you know, that's it. He's walking on the beach, pretty okay, you know, and he's talking about kind of his legacy, which I do think that was one of the better lines. And then you look at Pirates 5 with sailing, you know, past his beloved horizon, all that stuff. They've ended them all in kind of a loose ending to Jack Sparrow, but it is, and people may say, you know, is it not the right idea to kill him off? Like, do we want an ending with him sailing off with the pearl? It's possible, but like Tyler has said, and like this video has said, I think if anything, Tony Stark, Iron Man dying in Marvel, you know, his presence of what he's done with these films, he's been the biggest part. He's the reason it started. He's the reason it got so big. Obviously, there's a lot of other reasons with him, but he's the main reason. And he kind of ended it all, right? He opened the chapter and he closed the chapter, and now we're ready to move on, still remembering him. And that's another thing they can do. No one will ever forget Jack Sparrow. He can always be mentioned. He can always be talked about. You may even be able to bring him back as an old man if you don't kill him off, but if you do kill him off, that's great too. He'll never be forgotten, and you have to go forward with a franchise like this, which you would think they would want to, a big money maker for them. You need to go forward with franchises like this, but you can't keep that main character. They're not always going to be there, you know, and so they have to just kind of realize that. And, you know, ultimately it doesn't exactly matter, right, because we haven't gotten to Pirates 6. We don't have any official confirmation on this, but in 2 weeks, we want to talk about the Disney Plus live service that they're going to be rolling out in the fall. Obviously, we know they have a lot of Marvel shows on there, but we want to talk about the potential of a Pirates show on that. We're going to be doing that in 2 weeks from now. So if you guys have any opinions on this video or the next video, make sure you leave it in the comments below. Make sure you guys also subscribe to our YouTube channel, hit the bell icon so you guys know when these videos go up. And again, these videos air every other Friday on the channel. We appreciate you guys so much for watching, and we hope to see you in 2 weeks.